Hey guys, welcome back to another review. I'm here to review the Feelworld Lut7 4K 7-inch monitor. This is a great budget monitor. It comes packed with features where if you own one of the kind of lower end cameras where they don't come with a lot of exposure or focus assist tools, then this monitor can pick up the slack in those areas. I currently use this with my Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and as you know, the Pocket 4K already comes with a lot of exposure and focus assist tools, but the monitor does have other features that the Blackmagic doesn't, and off the top of my head, they got vector scope, RGB parades. So let's just go over some of the pros and cons of the monitor. Its biggest selling point, 2200 nit brightness. So you are able to use this monitor in direct sunlight and you can see what's going, but the surface of the screen is really glossy, so you get a lot of reflections from the background, and that does bring down the visibility of the screen, which is a shame. It would have been great if it was a bit more of a matte finish, wouldn't get so much reflections. But with that said, the screen is great and sharp. The touchscreen is very responsive. So as a AC, the pinch zoom is great for nailing focus. Okay, and once you're zoomed in, you can just use your finger to move the screen so that you can follow your subject if you want to stay in magnification mode. So a couple of nice quick features with the touchscreen is that the left side can be used to adjust brightness, and then the right side can be used for volume if you're monitoring audio, which is another great point. There is an audio jack on this screen so that if your camera can pass audio through the HDMI, you can use the headphone jack on the monitor to monitor your audio. If you swipe from the bottom here, it brings up this quick menu, but as you can see here, scrolls a different way, which is a little bit annoying. However, this monitor does have 3 function buttons near the top here that you can program to whatever function you like. It does have an auto mirror option so that regardless of which way you mount the monitor, it'll flip so that it's the right way around. It just has to be enabled in the menu system. It's got an SD card slot so that you can load your own LUTs into it. If your camera doesn't do it automatically, this gives you that extra option. And although the screen is only 1080, it can pass through a 4K signal. So if you have a external recorder that's capable of recording 4K, then this monitor will pass that signal through. So with the power, you got 2 options here. You can run it off DC power, which takes in a 12 volt source. It's got twin NPF slots so that you can have 2 batteries in there for redundancy. Take one out when one runs out and you can charge the other. The monitor does show battery status indicators for both slots, so you can see when one is running low. One of the other great features about this is that it also has a 8.4 volt power out as well, so that you can use this monitor to power your camera through a dummy battery. This could be a cheaper solution to power monitor and camera through one source. So now we're just going to focus on some of the cons of this monitor. 1/4 inch 20 threads, they sit a little bit recessed inside the housing. Okay, there's probably a good 2 mils where it's just the plastic housing, so any monitor mounting screw you need, and it's going to be quite long. So if the screw is going to be short, then there won't be enough thread for it to securely fit, and you might go to adjust the monitor and just fall off. Also, the input-output power DC jacks, they are quite close to the monitor mount, so depending how wide the footprint is of your monitor mount, it could get in the way of those ports. So according to the specs, the screen's contrast ratio is only 12,000 to 1. I have noticed some discrepancies between the Lut7 and the monitor that's on the back of the Blackmagic. The Blackmagic, when it's in shadows, just shows more detail. And you can see it offers 2 false color options here. I'm not sure why you need 2, but the good thing is that regardless of which one you choose, there is a indicator at the bottom of the screen to show you where the colors sit on the exposure chart. So this monitor also has focus peaking, but I've noticed that if your camera outputs to the monitor all of the on-screen displays, that also gets affected by the focus peaking. So it's definitely a bug in the firmware. Hopefully that's something that can be updated. It is a 7-inch screen and it's great for composition and nailing focus, but it also is quite bulky, so depending what your needs are, that might be a hindrance or a benefit. So would I recommend this monitor? Yes, it's $397, came with 2 batteries and a charger. It's a steal. It's definitely something to have in your kit, especially if you're on one of the lower end cameras that don't have a lot of exposure or focus assist tools. So hopefully if you were thinking of buying this monitor, I've answered some questions. If you have any other questions that I didn't address, then leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. But other than that, thanks for watching, and then I'll catch you next time.